Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about the novel The Bluest Eye, written by Toni Morrison. We all know that Toni Morrison was an African American young girl. Okay, come let's see the video. Chloe Anthony Warford Morrison. She was known as Toni Morrison. Her full name is Chloe Anthony Warford Morrison. So she was born on 18 February 1931 and she died on 5th August 2019, just 2 years ago. Okay, and then she was the winner of Pulitzer Prize and Nobel Prize for Literature. Okay, then her notable works are Tar Baby, Beloved, The Bluest Eye, Sula, and Song of Solomon. Okay, these are her noble works. So when we talk about The Bluest Eye, this was the first novel which was written by Toni Morrison. Okay, so it was published in 1970. Okay, so when we talk about the plot of this novel, 9-year-old Claudia and 10-year-old Frida McTeer, they live in Lorraine, Ohio with their parents. It is the end of the Great Depression, and the girl's parents are more connected with making ends meet than with lavishing attention upon their daughters. But there is some kind of undercurrent of love and stability in their home. So the McTeers uh, take in a broader Henry Washington and also a young girl named Piccola. Piccola's father has tried to burn down his family's house, and Claudia and Frida, they feel sorry for her because Piccola loves Shirley Temple, believing that whiteness is beautiful and that she is ugly. So here color plays a vital role. Okay, so we all have an mentality that those who are black in color, they are ugly, and those who are white, we admire the people those who are white in color. Okay, so here too the same thing is going on. And then Peccola moves back in with her family, and her life is difficult. So her father becomes a drunken, and her mother is distant, and the two of them often beat one another. Her brother Sammy frequently runs away. So Peccola believes that if she had blue eyes, she would be loud and her life would be transformed. So here inferiority plays a pivotal role, that Peccola feels inferior. Okay, she thinks inferior of herself. Meanwhile, she continually receives confirmation of her own sense of ugliness. The grocer looks right through her when she buys candy. Boys make fun of her, and a light skinned girl, Maureen, who temporarily befriends her, makes fun of her. She is wrongly blamed for killing a boy's cat and is called a nasty little black bitch by his mother. We learn that Piccola's parents have uh, Piccola's both parents, that is both father and mother, they have difficult lives. Pauline, her mother, has a lame foot and has always felt isolated. She loses herself in movies which reaffirm her belief that she is ugly and that romantic love is reserved for the beautiful. Like Peccola, her mother is also feeling inferior of herself. Okay, she encourages her husband's violent behavior in order to reinforce her own role as a martyr. She feels almost alive when she is at work, cleaning a white woman's home. She loves this home and despises her own calling. Peccola's father was abandoned by his parents and raised by his great aunt, who died when he was a young teenager. He was humiliated by two white men who found him having sex for the first time and made him continue while they watched. He ran away to find his father, but was rebuffed by him. By the time he met Pauline, he was a wild and ruthless man. He feels trapped in his marriage and has lost interest in life. So Kohli returns home one day and finds Peccola washing dishes. With mixed motives of tenderness and hatred that are fueled by guilt, he rapes her. Okay, so the sex plays a pivotal role here. When Peccola's mother finds her unconscious on the floor, she disbelieves Peccola's story and beats her. Peccola goes to a so-called church, a sham mystic, and asks him for blue eyes. Instead of helping her, he uses her to kill a dog he dislikes. Okay, so see, if you are going to get help from some people, but instead of helping us, they will utilize us for their own needs. Okay, so this is what the same thing had happened in this story too. Then Claudia and Frida, they find out that Piccola has been impregnated by her father. Okay, and unlike the rest of the neighborhood, they want the baby to live. So they sacrifice the money they have been saving for a bicycle and plant marigold seeds. They believe that if the flowers live, so will Piccola's baby. The flowers refuse to bloom and Piccola babies dies when it is born prematurely. Okay, so here a superstitious belief is playing its significant role. Coley, who rapes Peccola a second time and then runs away, dies in a workhouse. Okay, Peccola goes mad, believing that her cherished wish has been fulfilled and that she has the bluest eyes. So she thinks herself that she has bluest eyes and she finally ends her life. Okay, so the part of the story was written to compare Piccola and Maureen. So Maureen appeared at my elbow and the boys seemed reluctant to continue under her springtime eyes so wide with interest. So when the boys at the park were making fun of Piccola, they stop as soon as Maureen comes to her side. So she is an easy target also. So when we talk about the character of Peccola, she is easily targetable girl, and she has low self-esteem because she considers herself as an inferior to others. Even her mother also has the same thinking. Okay, even though they were black and their dad might have done the same thing, they put the blame on Peccola to cover up their shame. So here actually the mistake was done by Piccola's father. Even though he is black, everything all the blame were put up on the head of Peccola. So this was here we could find the gender discrimination, that if a mistake is done by a person, if he is a male, then definitely all the faults will be put under the head of female. Or if there is a female but she has done any but she hasn't done any mistake, then what will happen? Even though she hasn't done any mistake, all the faults which was done by the male will be put under the head of female. This is what the society. So gender discrimination plays a significant role. Then when we talk about the themes in the novel Bluest Eye, beauty versus ugliness, so we could find that though the people, those who are white in color are very beautiful, and those who are white in color, sorry, those who are black in color are very ugly, and those who are white in color are very beautiful. So there through the impact of the color we could find inferiority complex. Okay, then women and femininity. So here the sexual harassment by Piccola's father to Piccola, and also the impregnant. Okay, so women and femininity. And then race and racism. So even in color, white and black, we could find race and racism. And then home and family. So Piccola's family doesn't, they won't live in a situation of a proper family situation. His Piccola's father is a drunken and Piccola's mother lives in distant. So Piccola is unable to get a family surrounding or a family situation. So here family is a particular, family and home is are the main things which is lagging in this novel. And then sex and sexuality. So we can see the sex and sexuality, that a daughter being raped by father. Even now it is happening. It is happening around us. Okay, so I am going to talk only one theme in particular in detail. So the theme is the power of stories. So I want to talk to you about this theme in particular, because I'm much interested in that theme. So the Bluest Eye is not one story but multiple, sometimes contradictory, interlocking stories, because character tells stories to make sense of their lives, and these stories have tremendous power for both good and evil. Claudia's stories in particular stand out for their affirmative power. First and foremost, she tells Piccola's story, and though she questions the accuracy and meaning of her version to some degree, her attention and care redeem the ugliness of Piccola's life. Furthermore, when the adults describe Piccola's pregnancy and hope that the baby dies, Claudia and Frida they attempt to rewrite this story as a hopeful one. Okay, so in that story they cast themselves as saviors. Finally, Claudia resists the premise of white superiority, writing her own story about the beauty of blackness. So stories by other characters are often destructive to themselves and others. So the story Pauline Breedlove tells herself about her own ugliness reinforces her self-hatred, and the story she tells herself about her own martyrdom reinforces her cruelty towards her family. So Soaphead Church's personal narratives about his good intentions and his special relationship with God are pure hypocrisy. So they are totally imaginative one. Stories are as likely to distort the truth as they are to reveal it. So stories they will distort the truth which are it to reveal, while Morrison apparently believes that stories can be redeeming one. So she is no blind optimist and refuses to let us rest comfortably in any one version of what happens. So from this we could find that there are two versions of the story. So with what if you are happy with one particular version of the story, you can adopt that version as the proper ending of the story, and if you are unhappy with the first one, then you can adopt to the second one and you can consider it as the proper ending of the novel. Okay, hope you all clear with the plot overview and the themes of the novel Bluest Eye, written by Toni Morrison. Thank you for your patient listening.